So this will be the second part in the series now. I'm not going to keep saying that because otherwise I'm going to forget how many parts we're on. So today what I'm going to look at the ins and outs of Complete Strength. I'm going to get on a marketing call very, very shortly. I've got meal 2 to have now, which I'll prepare shortly. Going to jump on a marketing call with Sarah, who's our marketing expert. We pay her a fee as she does all our marketing, she does all our Facebook advertising, she does all our social media advertising. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a catch up with her today about the 3 businesses of Complete Strength Ireland, and also TeamLRF, because she does all our email marketing campaigns with TeamLRF as well. So we're going to have an in-depth chat with her now. Then we're going to go and trade, and today we're training push with Babs. So for those who don't know Babs is an IFBB Pro, Figure Pro. Recently came 7th in the NPC Europeans, which is the biggest pro show in Europe. I believe it was the biggest pro show ever held in Europe by a number of competitors, and she came 7th in the figure class, which is really, really good. And she's also now a few weeks out from another show out in Hungary, which is her home country, so we're going to go over and compete there as well, and we'll get full footage of that as well. But today we're going to do push with her as well, so I'm going to take this call, have my meal, walk down to the gym as always, get push done with her, get that filmed, and then speak about some ins and outs with Complete Strength as well. So just making this meal quickly now before I jump on the call. So got a call with Sarah, who does our marketing. So you'll get a bit of an insight into what she actually does for Complete Strength, for TeamLRF, just about some of the marketing things that we'll speak about. And we'll try and get a little bit of background from her on those calls about sort of what she's looking for as a marketer, what we can give her. But I know that this call is going to finish at 11 o'clock, and I'm going to want to eat at 11 o'clock. So rather than me make the meal at 11, I'll just make the meal now, let it sit in the fridge, and then when I'm finished, I'll just have this meal. This meal as well, sorry, is 60 grams cream of rice, 30 grams whey, and 10 grams.
Got a little ring to it, turn that thing fluid in the coupe. Way you look, I know it's real. I'm on my Marshawn shit, I been really getting feel. You know why I'm here, don't act like you don't know how I feel. But let me tell you what you mean.
So just got off the phone to Sarah, I've got my meal ready. So as a business grows, you need to work around as many good people as possible, and Sarah's fantastic in terms of a marketing perspective. Not a lot of businesses invest in other people. They think, right, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. But in order for you to grow, like as a client base, from maybe like from 20 to 30 to 30 to 50, from 50 to 100, you're going to have to try and get better people around you. And for example, like Sarah's been fantastic since we've been using Sarah in terms of a marketing perspective from Complete Strength. The business has gone from sort of 20 to 25k a month now, all the way up to like 45s and 50k's a month. So in order for me to grow that business, I need to make sure that we've got the best marketing people, that we've got the best packaging people, we've got the best of everything. And again, when you're small, when you're sort of just starting out, you can't afford that, and you have to do the best that you can do. But as the business grows, you have to invest in people. And Sarah is fantastic at the marketing side of things. She looks after all our marketing. And like we were saying on the call there, was that we can now afford to put more money into marketing. As a business from Complete Strength, we already spend £1,500 a month on marketing. So we've now got a leeway to push that even further up to 2.5k a month, just on marketing. And again, if we don't spend that on marketing, then we're not going to grow. And if we're not going to grow, then we're just going to stay the same. So yeah, it's really good to have these people to turn to have a call with and say, right, well, how are we doing? What are the numbers looking like? Because again, a lot of businesses don't actually know how much they earn. I know to the penny how much Complete Strength's earned in the last 30 days. I know exactly how much we spend on marketing. I know exactly how much we spend on Facebook ads, on packaging, on sending out damaged parcels, and resending out damaged parcels, and so on and so forth. You have to know the ins and outs of your business, otherwise you don't really have a business. So that was a good 30-minute call with Sarah. I'm just going to get this down now. This is almond butter, cream of rice, and whey with a nice cold water, and then we'll walk down to the gym and train. So like I said when I was on the call to Sarah, and as I was having my food, it's really, really important to track how you're doing as a business, because people say, oh, I'm doing a bit better, or people say, oh yeah, I'm doing, I'm selling more. But how much more are you actually selling? How much have you got to put into marketing? Have you got to put into stock, and so on and so forth? Which is one of the hardest things to do as a supplement company, is to understand how much you're actually growing. So one of the systems that we use is a graph system that shows us sort of what we were doing last year, what we're doing middle of the year, and what we're doing now. So I'll show you this graph very, very shortly, but at September last year we did £13,700. August this year, so when we look at August this year, we did £46,049. So we've gone from doing 13k, just round up, say 14k, to 46k. So we've tripled in growth in the last year, which is crazy to think as well that most of that year, or a large percentage of that, we were actually in lockdown. So we've gone from sort of September, where we were doing sort of 13k, January we did 38k, and now this month and sort of months moving forward, we're always in and around about the 45 to 50k bracket. So I'll show you this graph here now so you can actually visually see how much the business has grown over the last few months. So this was like September last year, this was December last year, and then this up here is where we were at in June, and this was where we were at in August. So there's a slight downward trend, but August actually is always a month where we sell less supplements. And the reason that we sell less supplements is because people go away on holiday, you've got school holidays, people won't train as much because their kids are at home, and so on and so forth. But this graph will trend back up towards September, October time. But you can see here, as I said, from here at September last year, we're doing 15k. Now we're doing 3 times that amount here, around about 46k. So there are a number of factors that will cause that growth, but the fact that we sell fantastic products, we've got really good products that are strong products, we have a lot of returning customers, customer service is great, we're spending money on marketing, all makes a massive difference. And these sort of fields here are so important as a business owner to look at and go through and say, right, are we actually doing better? Are we actually earning more money? Are we actually earning more profit? Because this is integral to the business. So it's always worth looking at this and going through this every single month and learning, as I said, how much more you're actually doing and how much better you're actually doing as well. Also within this platform that we've got here, so we paid to have this platform specially built for us, we can see all the marketing campaigns that we've got coming up and all the marketing campaigns that we've done already. So if I just click here on all campaigns, so far we've had 102 campaigns, 109 have been published, and there's 2 scheduled ones, and there's a couple of drafts here as well that are ready to go. So here it shows us the amount of people that opened it, the amount of people it got delivered to, the click-through rate. So here, for example, you can see this was quite a good one here. So it got sent out to 2,000 people, just under 1,000 opened it, and 85 people clicked through. And if you click on that campaign, it gives you even more detailed statistics if you want to look. So where did people open it? People opened it on their emails, people that opened it on their desktop. 13 people actually directly purchased through this email, which brought us a revenue of just over £600. So this one email campaign alone brought us just over 600 quid, which is always really good and useful to know, because then we know, well, actually that's quite a good campaign. But here, for example, if we go down to some of the other maybe not as highly performing ones, here we got a cream of rice. We gave away a free cream of rice. It got delivered just over to 2,000 people. Well, literally here you can see 26 people ordered, and we actually earned over £1,000 here just from this email campaign. Even though the click-throughs were slightly lower, we actually it was a 3% click-through rate. That's all we got. So 43% of people opened the email, 3% of people clicked through, and out of those 3%, 26 bought, and it was just over £1,000 in revenue. So again, if you think of that as maybe your business in terms of your followers, you might have a couple of thousand followers. These sort of people this sort of number here might interact with you. These might be paying customers, and this might be how much revenue that you're earning. You have to look at these statistics, otherwise you don't know. And again, when we go back to email campaigns, and we can see actually here, maybe this wasn't a great performing one. I'll click on this one here. We only earned £129 through this one. So we know, well, actually next time when we do this email campaign, we need to tweak it. We need to make it a little bit better, because this isn't as highly performing as another one like I showed you here about the cream of rice, where, as I said, we would have done maybe just over, this one was again a couple of hundred quid. So we know that these campaigns work and don't work, and we start to see, well, actually what's good and what's bad. So you have to go through this as a business owner. And as I said here, as a business owner, we have scheduled posts here. We've got our scheduled posts here, so I know that this is going to go out on the 10th of September. So anybody who's following this, who is part of the email subscription list, on the 10th of September, you will receive an email that says you will get a 1 kilo whey for free, I think when you spend over £50 or something like that. So we've got all this scheduled in, and I can go back and look at all of this and make sure that the business is performing well, everything's going good, and then we can again tweak and adjust accordingly to that. So this is just another one of the systems that we have here at Complete Strength. So just had that meal, I'm going to head down to the gym shortly, but just got a bit of form analysis to do. So what I get all my clients to do is send me videos of them training. As an online coach, it's very hard to make sure that somebody is training correctly. So the best way of doing that is just getting them to send form videos, analysing those form videos, and then giving appropriate feedback. You know, we can send over the diet. We obviously have to take their word that they're following the diet. We can send over the cardio and so on and so forth. But the training aspect, the best way to look at that and edit that and change that is to get them to send you videos and then you critique it from there. So we're going to do pre-workout, go into the magic cupboard, my goat pump, get my pre-V2, and get my EAAs. 18 grams of goat pump, 18 grams of pre-V2, and 20 grams of EAA. 17. 19. Gotta get massive. What's 18 and 18, Jack? Quick.
36.
Boom. Quick maths. Plus 20, Jack, quick. Quick, come on. 56, quick.
56.
My 10x shake up. No discount code, sorry. So I have this now, and then walk down to the gym, train push with Babs, and then I'll do my post-workout. So I left Bear's lead at the gym, so he's got a nice daisy chain, so there's his lead. Obviously me and Babs are not similar heights, I'm tall, she's short, so I'm always adjusting the seat and the machine to make sure that it's right for me. I see so many people just jump on the machine after their training partner, they don't adjust the machine for them, and then they wonder why they get injured or they're not getting the best results, because they're just not taking the time to make sure that all the little things are in place. So every set I'll adjust the machine, make sure that it's ready for me, and then Babs will do the same when she's training as well. Just takes 5 seconds, just don't be lazy with it.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Ayy, coming down like precipitation. I ain't never met a limitation. Hate plotting my elimination. Gotta go to Google for the information. I'm a superstar, so I gotta shine.
So just finished training now. Just open my laptop up. I haven't eaten just yet. I'm gonna eat in a sec. And one of the pages we've been working on is a new LRF transformation page, and it just came through here. So a quick look at this. So there'll be a new page on the site where we go down, and you'll see people's testimonials about what they said, and then you click on read more, and it will tell you, for example here, Jacqueline's experience, what she said, that her life's done a U-turn, and then the coach that she was working with here, down here. And then you'll have an apply now button that will take you through to the questionnaire. So just one of the many things that we've been working on, and we're always trying to develop new processes and look at new systems that we've got here. So yeah, every day is a learning day. Even though I've been doing this for more than 10 years, every day we learn, we do something different, we try and create better systems and better processes, and that's just one of the ways that we're doing that now. And every day we look at what we're doing and we try and better it. And again, when we're looking at a business aspect, which we're trying to look at here, is it's always a good thing to do, is try and critique your processes and see how they can be better, and always ask people for feedback. Even if it is sometimes hard to take, you have to ask people for feedback and say, right, where could this be better, where could this be improved? And that's one of the things that we found out, is that we need a slightly slicker system in terms of when people try and find testimonials, find results. So we've now got this designated page on our website, which is going to be just for that. So I just had my post-workout, same as last week, so no point in filming it. 100 grams of cream of rice, 4 square bars, and then 60 grams of whey as well. So getting back onto the topic of complete strength, of course. So talking about complete strength today and looking at how complete strength has developed over even just a couple of years. You know, it's only a couple of years old now, the brand. And when you think of brands, one product will instantly come to your mind. So for example, if you think Redcon, you'll think Total War. If you'll think Cytec, you'll think Whey. So one of the products that we wanted to create was the best pre-workout on the market. And the reason I wanted to start with a pre-workout is because it's something that I use personally almost every day. I don't always use Whey every day, I don't always use EAA every day, so I wanted to start with a product that I used every day. So this was actually our first pre-workout. Very similar to like the Ghost design, like a little bit, I don't know, almost fun-esque. There's like a pattern behind the logo itself. And it actually was a really solid panel. So per scoop you had 4 grams of citrulline, you had 3 grams of EAA, 2 grams of betaine, 2 grams of beta-alanine, some tyrosine in there. So it was actually a pretty solid product. And this was a really good pre-workout, and it worked out really well for us. And then we had an issue actually with that supplier. So they promised us like 3,000 tubs, they could only deliver 1,000. They promised us 2 flavors, they could only 3 flavors, sorry, they could only deliver 2. And I was never told along the way how it was going. So they sort of just said, right, your products are ready to collect. I was like, great, went and collected them. There was a flavor missing, the seals weren't right. So for example, like this now has a seal around it. The seals weren't put on properly. And it was just a nightmare. Like the first supplier that we used was really just a nightmare. They were a local supplier. I was trying to stay local and sort of help the local economy and help local businesses, and it was, to be honest, just a disaster. We actually sold all of those pre-workouts like within a month. So the sales weren't too bad because it was a pretty good product. And then we found another supplier, and we changed over our branding to a bit more sharp, almost more professional. And this was the second pre-workout that we developed. It was still called Pre. But I went and got some feedback from one of the distributors, one of the biggest distributors in the UK, called ProLife Distribution. And I said to him, what do you think about packaging? What do you think about design? And I'll be honest, he ripped it apart. He ripped it apart, and it was like, it doesn't look professional, it looks childish, it doesn't really advertise to the market that you're looking at. So we then redesigned the product that we were working on. You know, again, it's important to take feedback, like I've said, and I took feedback from the market leader who said, I don't really know where this product is going, I don't really know where this design is going. As I said, it looks a little bit childish, it looks a little bit like a kid has done it. So took some really constructive criticism and then came up with the sharper branding. And now all our products have this sharper branding. The Preview 2 has the sharper branding, the Whey, even down to like the Estro Aid and Ashwagandha, it's all really sharp branding. Sharp edges, where here you've got like rolled edges and stuff like that, where here you've got sharper edges and it's a bit more in your face. And it just has a lot more cleaner, professional feel. And like I said, we only wanted to start really with a pre-workout. We only started with a pre-workout, and then people would ask, oh, are you going to do a whey protein? I really want a whey protein. So we're like, okay, we'll do a whey protein. So then we started selling away protein, and then people were asking for minerals and vitamins and so on and so forth. And then we went and done health aids, and now we've got 2 years later, we've got a full range of 20 products. So we've gone from sort of one product to 20 products in that 2 years. So one of the things that you have to look at as well with a developing supplement company is how much money can you reinvest into it. Because if you just got one product and that one product steady, it's great, but how do people add on to that? If you've just got a pre-workout, for example, how then do I buy a whey? I have to go and buy a whey with another company, and if another company is doing a deal on their pre-workout, I might go and try their pre-workout. So that's why it's good to have a whole range of products as well, eventually getting to a whole range of products, because now Complete Strength is a one-stop shop. You can get your whey protein here, you can get your isolate, you can get your pre-workout, you can get your pump, you can get your minerals, you can get your vitamins, you can get your health aids, you can get your anti-cortisol supplements. You can get now every supplement now through Complete Strength. So you didn't have to pick a whey isolate from somewhere else, and then while you're picking that whey isolate from somewhere else, you're then picking up, I don't know, a pre-workout, for example. So it was eventually the goal to build a one-stop shop, but I didn't think it would happen this quickly. And again, what we've done is we've managed to get very, very good people around us, great marketers. We've managed to get great contractors around us who are obviously producing the products now as well. So we're in a very, very good place now with Complete Strength, and now we're going to look to develop over into Europe, because the European supplement market, apart from the UK, isn't up to date. You know, they're still using, for example, BCAAs. You know, the cream of rice that they're using is still baby rice, and they're paying, you know, for 500 grams, they're paying 10, 12 pounds for it, rather than 4 kilos, they're paying 20 quid. So the supplement market over in the UK just isn't as up to date as, supplement market over in Europe just isn't as up to date as the UK. So as I said, what we're trying to do now is go into that market and capture that market as well, which I think I'm confident that we'll be successful in doing. So that's sort of where Complete Strength was, and it came from, as I said, it just came from an idea of a really, really good pre-workout. As I said, this was our original design. So now we've had 3 types of pre. We got pre, then we got pre, and then now we got pre V2. So within 2 years, we changed the formula 3 times just to make it a better product and to make it a product which keeps evolving. And now I really do believe every product that we have is the best product on the market for that category and that field. Otherwise, I wouldn't produce a product that was subpar. So yeah, that's the development of Complete Strength. As I said, one of the things you have to look at if you're going to look at maybe trying to develop supplements is make sure you've got the budget to keep reinvesting. Because that first 6 months, you're going to pound a lot of money into a supplement company and not really get much back. In the first 6 months of Complete Strength, I would have easily put 100k in, easily done 100k in supplements. And got very, very little back. So yeah, you've got to be in this for the long haul with supplements, and make sure again that you're producing real quality products and you're not just producing average products to make a quick buck, because people will soon find out. People soon know what ingredient does what, and if your ingredients are not filled with good ingredients, or your products are not filled with good ingredients, people will find that straight away. They'll use it once and then they'll go on to something else. As I showed you in the graphic earlier, Complete Strength is growing and growing and growing just because we continue to reinvest, we continue to put money back into the company, we continue to develop products that nobody else is developing and nobody else is in tune with. Cream of rice being a fine example. Now, there's loads and loads of different companies that are making cream of rice. We've just changed over to sachs, for example, rather than tubs. I don't think it will be long before other people in the market copy that as well. But we'll soon see. But yeah, that's the sort of story of Complete Strength, where it's come from. The first product we designed, just a pre-workout. Now, as I said, we're at 20 products with a complete range, and it's taken a couple of years to get there, but it's only going to keep growing now from here. So here we are at the Complete Strength warehouse. This is just one of 2 warehouses that we have with Complete Strength. This one is literally just around the corner from the gym. It's not big enough actually, but we took it just because at the time it was big enough. This used to have like 6 or 7 pallets in. Now it's absolutely rammed full, and the other warehouse has 75 pallets in as well. So in terms of a stock, we generally keep about anywhere between 100 to 125 pallets worth of stock at any one time. In that room next to us, which we're going to go into, used to be my office, but in the end we end up getting too much stock, so I had to turn the office into another storage room. But yeah, this is where all the parcels are packed. As I said, it's just literally in the same block as the gym. So the orders will come in, the girls at reception will print the orders, come around here and pack them, and it's quite a smooth system that we have going here. So yeah, this is a Complete Strength warehouse. As I say, always stuff going on here, always deliveries coming in, deliveries going out. But as I said, this whole like sort of blocks just started really as like 4 or 5 pallets, maybe maximum 6, 7. And as you can see now, we keep, as I said, 100 pallets worth of stock at any one time, just to keep sales going and keep things moving and try and get as little out of stock as possible. So we've always got stock in. But yeah, we'll have a little walk around here now, and I'll show you the office. It used to be an office, it's now more storage as well. So yeah, as you can see, we've grown massively over the last couple of years. So we recently swapped over to these pouches rather than the tubs of cream of rice, for example. Of course, they're different flavors, but everything will eventually go into the pouches. They just save so much room. So for example, if you've got a tub here and you've got a pouch here, this pouch could be literally half the size of that tub, and it's the same quantity. So these tubs, they're measured in weight, of course. So this is a 2 kilo tub, but it only really comes up to about half full. So these bags are just so much more convenient. They're also recyclable as well, so they're better for the environment. And as I said, eventually everything will change over to these. We just need to get rid of these first. So that's something that we've changed recently as well. So really positive move in terms of environmentally friendly, in terms of packaging, and also in terms of cost as well. It's actually brought cost down a little bit as well. So here we have the parcels here. All again, we changed over to our own boxes as well. So got the complete strength box. Each one of them is delivered by Royal Mail, has a nice fragile sticker on the top there, so hopefully it doesn't get damaged. Royal Mail are actually really good at not damaging parcels. We've used other companies in the past, like DPD, and they just ruin parcels. They seem to just chuck them everywhere. But Royal Mail seem to be really, really good at not damaging parcels, which is actually another thing to talk about as well in terms of a business aspect as well. So we used to use DPD to get our parcels out, and although DPD was cheaper per parcel, say for example, we had a parcel like this. This parcel of DPD might have only cost us £5, might be £6 with Royal Mail. I don't know, I'm just putting those numbers out there. So we thought, okay, well, we'll go with DPD. It's a reputable company, it's a little bit cheaper, so let's go with that service. But we used to get so many damaged products like this that would come damaged to the customer, and then the customer, of course, would just send them back. So it would cost us more money than sending out the product, then refunding them, and so on and so forth. So we ended up going with a slightly more expensive supplier, or deliverer as such, courier, and yeah, it's actually in the long run it saves us a lot of money. So don't always go with like what you think might be the cheapest option. We didn't go with DPD because we thought they were the cheapest. We went with DPD because of the service. It was always very, very good track service. You could get a text message and so on and so forth. So there are a number of reasons that we went with DPD, but in the end they actually, as I said, were quite poor. So we actually ended up swapping over to Royal Mail, and Royal Mail have been pretty good recently, to be fair. Also, one of the things we did as well is we created a QR code. So QR codes were dead a few years ago. Everybody thought they were non-existent, rubbish, and then obviously COVID came out and you had to scan a QR code from everywhere where you went. So people got into a habit of scanning QR codes like this. And now, for example, if you scan this QR code, it takes you straight back to the product that you've got. So say, for example, this was an EAA and you undone the tub and you're like, oh no, I've run out of EAA. You do the tub back up, you see this QR code on the top, you scan it, it takes you straight to the product, and then you can just buy it straight away. Again, it's always good to look at what other industries are doing and take the good things from those industries. So as I said, the QR code, you don't see it in fitness. But now with this supplement, as I said, if you are running out of stock, for example, you do the lid back up, the last thing you look at is the lid and think, oh shit, I need to order more. Just get your phone, you scan it, takes you straight to the product, and bang. And what we've actually done now is not on this tub because it's an older tub, but on the newer tubs it's actually on the label. So rather than us have a sticker and pay for the sticker and put it on top of each tub, we've actually got it integrated into the label as well on the newer tubs. So as I said, this used to be my office as such. I used to come in here to do work, but eventually, as I said, it just got overloaded with products, overloaded with boxes, and in the end I actually now don't have an office, which is fine. I don't need an office. So yeah, you know, sometimes you have to sacrifice this office, this whole block that I rent. I don't even have an office in it. I just work from the desk like everybody else. So yeah, sometimes you just got to sacrifice that to help the business grow, and that's what I've done. I've sacrificed all my space as such. I've got no real space in the gym now for all these extra products and all these extra boxes and so on and so forth. So the business can continue to grow. So yeah, little note there. So out of all the complete strength products, this is still my favorite, which is Calm. It's anti-stress, anti-cortisol product, ashwagandha based, got some of the best ingredients in: ashwagandha, bacopa, theanine, curcumin, lemon balm, estrogen as well for your absorption ingredient as well. So this is truly the best anti-cortisol product I've ever used, anti-stress product I've ever used. I take 3 tablets around about 45 minutes before bed. I go to sleep perfectly well. If I have a really stressful period, I'll take 2 tablets in the morning, 2 tablets in the evening, it works absolutely perfectly. Like my stress levels are always quite low, but this just mellows me right out, gives me a nice calm base to think from, so I'm not rushing around making rash decisions. Like I genuinely mean, this product like is a game changer, an absolute game changer, and it's still to the day one of my favorite complete strength products. Well, I think it was even the second or third product that we brought out, but it's still definitely my favorite product for complete strength. It's an absolute awesome product. So Calm, if you haven't tried it, honestly, give it a go. Firstly, just start by taking 3 tablets around about 45 minutes before bed. If you've got a very, very stressful day, take 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening, and it works really, really well. So that is complete strength today, all wrapped up. You've seen sort of how we've grown. I spoke to you about bringing people on board, about how we've managed to bring really, really good people on board and grow our business as well. We've looked at things like how we do our marketing with our email campaigns as well. In terms of athletes, we haven't really spoke about athletes, but we have some really, really good athletes on board. We've gone through the products, the warehouse, how the sales have grown over the last sort of 2 years, the effort we've put into it, sort of how much money it takes to create these products as well. So yeah, if you have any questions on Complete Strength, making a supplement brand, then feel free to fire away. Complete Strength, as I said, is going to be growing, and it's still growing every single day. We're going to be going over into Europe and really trying to dominate that market like we have done over here in the UK with some of our products. As I said, any questions or queries, let me know, drop them below, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. As always, like, subscribe, start some chats below. I'll be happy to answer any questions. But yeah, awesome, and I'll see you again next week where we'll go over to LRF2 again. There'll be more equipment in there, the desk will be done. Looking forward to seeing you next week.